Gone off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we feeding these youth? Gone off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we teaching these youth? Gone off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we feeding these youth? Gone off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we teaching these youth? The State of the Union is State of the Union. Playing this used to be addictive. We're still waters for a deep trace back those. Layer under layer, rebuild that. Amplify use voice, please don't shoot. We won't answer why everybody got cancer, but it's stop tobacco, stop vaping on juice. The FDA proves that only that is true. We won't answer all the process. The meat ain't right, the water ain't right. Tell us where you say we tried. Drop the land. Stop being evil, God will heal that land. Are we really in need or is great the new need? I'ma tell you like somebody told me. Stay awake to the ways of the world. No bring us cash, don't rule everything around me. Kids need juice like positive juice. What's going on, fam? Toxic juice. The find a room full who makes you. Cycle hate, generation of rage. Get our minds on the case, break this. So change the stress and stress when they push you. Kids, they play presenting off the coffee shop. Now we can see leaning out of wrong. Going off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we feeding these youth? Going off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we teaching these youth? Going off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we feeding these youth? Going off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we teaching these youth? Stop entertaining you dresser in the court. You can make it off the hood and not play sports. Headphones on with the nonsense voice. Now when they speak nonsense voice. I eat Compton with TJ Lofton. Richard, are you trying to teach them something? Education, gentrification, automation, true empowerment. I hope deferred. How y'all doing, fam? Spoken word. At your own pace, destroy the rat race. Slaves dragging, don't play your face. Fantasy's what they want. Reality's what they need. Music changing lives, so laugh straight out the IE. So stop being blind and see right through. Connect with positive social groups. Find a cause that's important to you. Stop over sexualizing these youth. Lead from example, they watching you. Disappointed and they tired of being low and not having the right tools to make them grow. Because parents don't know and yes it shows.
Parents don't know and yes it shows.
What are we feeding these youth? Going off that sugar.
What's going on, little sis?
What are we teaching these youth?
What's going on, little
brother? What are we feeding these youth? Going off that sugar and full of that juice. What are we teaching these youth? So good.
Y'all know we've been losing some good ones, y'all. So it don't make no sense of what's going on, but it is what it is. But you know, my sister, what's going on, little sis? How you doing, Margot? Beverly, how you doing? Michelle, Jason, Adrian, McKepra, Don, Margot, Kevin, what up, bro? King Eddie in the house. Fabian, how you doing? You know, who we got over there? Poetry, how you doing? Poetry Goddess in the house. You know, I appreciate if y'all could share this video. I appreciate it if y'all could click subscribe for my YouTube family. I've been gone for a minute on the YouTube. I've been real busy, but y'all know every now and then I want to come in and talk about certain things. Y'all know I know a lot of people, and I feel like, you know, I want to kind of like chime in, just put a little bit of my piece in. I want to go in, I tend to go with the positive sides of things, of people, you know, what's going on with our people. So, you know, we lost Nip earlier. Nip used to come to my lowrider shop back in the day. So that was like a hurt and loss. Been knowing that dude for quite a while. You know, never really chose to talk about certain topics, but now it's like, it's close, stuff happening very closely. So, you know, John Singleton, major contributor to where I came from. Y'all hear what I'm saying? John Singleton played a major contribution to how I had my upcoming, you know. The movie Straight Outta Compton with John Singleton made, where he put Ice Cube and them in there. You know, that was a pivotal part of my life to where when they put that lowrider in that movie, we already had Cube and NWA, all those cats putting lowriders in videos, right? We already had the videos that rappers was rapping about in the videos, and they had their lowriders in there. So that was driving the lowrider industry. But by the time, Boys in the Hood came out, now the movie came out globally. So immediately it opened the door. It was like, TJ, you better get you a lowrider shop. That played that pivotal role in me making that happen. Everybody know you, you cool with folks. You should get you a lowrider shop, dude. Go and start building cars because people calling from all around the world want to buy a lowrider, and there ain't enough of us building them. So that opened the door for me. That was the driving factor. It's like, okay, John is putting the movie together, and he gonna put some lowriders in there. He want everybody to come on Crenshaw. I was like, what? For real? We're gonna get paid? Like, nah, they gonna feed us and stuff. But my point was, when he put those lowriders on Crenshaw, it wasn't positive, because they was hanging out and enjoying ourselves on Crenshaw, but then all of a sudden somebody shot in the air. I didn't like that part about it, but the part where it was a lot of cars out there, lowriders and all that kind of stuff, and then that classic scene of that Rag 63 laid in front of Ice Cube's house, y'all just don't have no understanding of how many people called me and said, TJ, I want a lowrider. I want you to build me a lowrider just like that one in that video, just like the one in that movie. I want a boy. They called it the Boys in the Hood 63. I already knew what they talking about. Okay, you want the convertible? Man, I want that same car painted just like that. I want everything to be the same, TJ. I sold so many cars like that, y'all. It was just it was a fact. It was an amazing thing. So I love the whole concept of when John put the car in the movie. They had such a great outturn for that movie that other people decided, you know what? Well, that car thing worked for John, so let's do it too. Let's do it too. So that opened the door. You can work with these so-called gangsters. You know what I'm saying? You can work with those. Those guys showed up and they showed out, and whatever they was doing with that hopping car stuff, people actually like that stuff. So they're watching the movies, they're buying the videos, they're buying whatever it is that got to do with that movie, the album that came out with it, the soundtrack, and the lowrider was a major selling point. So when John put that lowrider, said everybody come together and we're gonna put a bunch of lowriders in the movie, that opened the door for the black car builders. You understand what I'm saying? TJ's building cars now. A whole lot of our other OG car builders, black car builders, were building these cars. We all started. And y'all know I came in kind of like they called me the thinking man, the smart guy, they said, because I was the one who told my homeboys, I said, look, y'all, we don't got to be in the backyards no more. It's real money coming out here. You building too many cars to be in the backyard. Let's take business to the main street. And it was just a driving point that it legitimized us. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, these lowriders are in the movie. So I remember coming home from the movie set one day, and I got a classic picture of me in my book, y'all, Monetizing Gentrification. This book behind me, actually, if y'all can see it. Let me see. Anyway, so yeah, I remember we was in the car on the way home and the police stopped us and they were like, where y'all coming from? Because we was kind of dressed, had our little gear on, our fresh clothes and jackets and all of that stuff. Police looked at us like, where y'all coming from this far out? Y'all normally be in Compton, where y'all coming from? You know what I'm saying? What y'all doing on that side of town or whatever, coming from LA. It's like, oh, we coming from a movie shoot. They're like, really? The police was fascinated, like, really? Yeah, Ice Cube and yada, 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 yada. They was like, really? When's it gonna come out? You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, you gonna see it? It was funny. So there was that sense of these guys is coming from a movie shoot. They got paid to be in the movie or they was there on the movie suit. I knew it was something different about these guys, but get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Get back on your side of town. That's what the police told us, you know? I was like, I ain't know we had a side of town, but whatever. You know, but long story short, it put a sense on the streets that the police even knew. Like, wow, these guys was they put cars in movies. Like the movies, they didn't know if they could mess with us or not because we're gonna go back and say, hey, we were over there with the movie crew and they was harassing us to the directors. So they didn't need that kind of negativity falling back on the police stations back then. We on the way to a movie shoot and the police stops us and harasses us, and that's why we were late. So that money you gave us, y'all need to call the police department about that. You know what I mean? So it was like, leave those guys alone. And I just remember watching it where they were looking like, this is interesting. You guys, you gang members, you drive-by shooters were in the movie, huh? They were like we need to talk about this. We need to figure that out when we get back to the office, what the police was probably thinking. But anyway, my point was, it drove the lowrider industry, family. Every other phone call was about this lowrider in that movie that John Singleton did. So it was like, now I just remember after that, the phone started ringing so much was saying, TJ, do you got another convertible? You know what I'm saying? We don't want the same car, but just a convertible like that one that was in that Boys in the Hood movie. I was like, of course, yeah. What color you want? Oh, really? We could build one? Like, yeah, we could build one, whatever you wanted. Have it your way. So the movie theaters was like, huh, really? Like, okay, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Yeah, we love, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we can build you a car, whatever color you want it to be, you know, whatever you want it to look like. But we want one where we can just blow it up. You know, we want a car where we're gonna run it off the bridge and crash it. You know, we want cars where we can do drive-by shootings at. You know, and that's what we had to take that hit. It was like, okay, TJ, yeah, the movie sets want to buy these cars or they want to rent these cars, but every movie they putting them in is something to do with gang violence and drive-by shootings. So you saw how you guys were making money off of videos already. Now all of a sudden, when it came out in the movie, the money just quadrupled. So we can take this money, but it's going to put a real bad stigmatism on lowriding. We're gonna make some real money, but it's gonna put a really bad stigmatism where whenever they see these cars, it's gonna be gang violence car. That's the gang banger. That's the drive-by shooting car. That's the car where people doing the drive-bys out of. And it was like, okay, do you want the money, TJ, or do you want to protect the reputation of lowriding? You know what I'm saying? Because every lowrider was not a gang member. Y'all hear what I just said? Every lowrider driver was not a gang member. Y'all can look at me. You know I wasn't no gang member. Well, I wasn't out there doing no drive-by shoots. But we had to take the bittersweet, the good and the bad. You can make a crap load of money, but everybody's going to look at you like you a gangster, gang member. You build gang member cars. And I wore that jacket for a long time. People was coming at me like, they be like, what do you do for a living? You got this fancy house up here. You got this nice race boats and you got this beautiful home out here, another house in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? You coming out here having major paper. What do you do for a living? Oh, I build lowriders. What? Lowriders? Them gangbang cars? Drive-by shooting cars? I finally have time to catch you. Hey now. What's up, Alicia? How you doing, Queen? I see you out there. You know what I'm saying? So it was a bittersweet situation. Yeah, I had major amounts of money from building cars for these movies, but after a while, you know what I'm saying, I'm having money. I got to a point where I stopped doing it. I was like, okay, I made enough money early in that I was like, I don't need that Hollywood money no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be the one that put the car and set up there with them. So I'll send my homeboys, but I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I had this thing called principles. So, I remember speaking to John about that. And it's like, man, Why do everything y'all do with these cars? Why it always got to be a bank robbery, a drive-by shooting? Why does it have to be gang violence or the gang members pulled up and scared the kids and it was in a lowrider? Why is that? Why is that everything? Why it can't be a lowrider dude just got married and they coming home from the wedding with his family or something? You know, why I got to be so negative all the time? And it was like, TJ, you want your foot in the door, you want to make some money, this is what it got to be. You know what I'm saying? So I started telling my people, I created a band to tell everybody, look, y'all, if they want lowriders, y'all got to tell them we ain't doing no, you can't do no drive-by shooting out of these cars. You can't rob no bank and jump in a lowrider. You can't pull up and have a bunch of gang members sitting outside and then there goes the lowrider sitting on the street in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Straight out, straight out of Compton. Let's say straight out of Compton, the boys in the hood. I'm tripping. Straight out of Compton, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they raiding the crack house and the lowrider sitting on the street. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that stigmatism, y'all. So I wore that jacket for a long time, but my money was fat. My money was way up here. So I remember when a good brother, another brother, rest in peace, Dr. Onion Palmer, he was mentoring me. He was my Jegna back in the days because I came out to the community and they kept telling me, TJ, it's not a lot of people who are like you that build cars, who didn't touch some real good money. That's a homeowner, that's married, got his daughter. You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of people like you. Won't you come talk in front of some schools? Like, nope, nope, because they're gonna think I'm a gang member and they're gonna want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? And why y'all always doing drive-by shootings and you know why y'all always robbing banks and you know what I'm saying? People believe that stuff. It's like, oh well, you must be the leader. You built the cars for those kind of people. You know all those guys, you know? So I was like, nah, for a lot of years, y'all, the things you see me doing today, when I'm going around the nation, the country, the world, whatever, talking about lowriders and talking about real estate, I was offered that position back in the days, way back in the early 90s. And I was like, nah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to go in front of a camera, in front of a college, in front of a university, in front of a nonprofit, in front of a boys and girls group home and talk to the young people because I don't want them thinking that me and my homeboys is gang members, that we the ones who robbing the banks and doing the drive-by shootings, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't do that for a lot of years. So people look at me like, how you just took off with your speaking career and all of that. I said the opportunities have always been there for me to speak about the automotive industry because I pioneered that industry of putting lowriders together and putting them in movies and videos and stuff like that and shipping lowriders around the world. I come from a world that most people don't even know exists. You know what I'm saying? Shipping cars to foreign countries. Ain't nobody else doing stuff like that. That's something that the hood dudes did. TJ did that. We pioneered that. So when I come in and I start talking about that, it blows people's minds. It absolutely blows people's minds, family. You know, y'all give me a hot second. So give me a second. I gotta go run and do something real quick. I hear something making some noise. Let me go do that. Give me 1 second. I'll finish my little story. All right, I'm back, family. Y'all know we got to have that water, that cool refreshing drink. That's how I became the low riding advocate. I became the advocate for low riding because, I had a conscience. I got a conscience, and I didn't like the way they was making us look. So people was like, for years, it was like, TJ, won't you come talk to these schools, man? These black kids need it. They need to see a brother like you who's successful businessman, entrepreneur. I ain't never seen you having to go get a job, TJ. You ain't never had a job, yada, 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 and all that good stuff. And you need to come talk to these young people. And I was like, man, if I come in there and talk to these young people and bring some lowriders like you want me to and try to get them to come into this industry, they gonna go home and tell their parents that TJ, the lowrider guy, came up there with his boys, and the mother and daddy gonna be mad, want to pull their children out of school probably because they're gonna be like, you got all them gang members coming up to the schools talking to the kids, and I was sad that I was thinking like that, but that was real. You know, I dealt with a lot of famous celebrities, a lot of wealthy people in my lifetime, and I would they would always ask me that question. You know what I'm saying? Where you from? What neighborhood you from? Did you really rob banks? And I'll be like, y'all have no idea. That's why they call it programming. TV, watch the TV program. You know what I'm saying? Movies are programming people. TV shows program people. So when they saw those TV shows and those movies and those rap videos, that movie Queen Latifah and them did where they robbed the bank and all of that stuff and did the shootout. And of course, the lowrider was a pivotal point. What people didn't realize was, black people was behind all those cars. Black people was the one building those cars. I was the biggest lowrider in the world when it came down to supplying a lot of parts for those cars, So we took a massive hit when it comes down to credibility of who you are as a person. You know what I'm saying? They look at me immediately, oh, he got to be a gang member. Didn't you see that? He builds those cars, but it's kind of interesting how years later, now it's like, TJ, look, you really need to do that because nobody to this day is got a story like yours. Nobody got a story like yours, building lowriders in their backyard, and all of a sudden you touch some real money and put lowriders in movies, and you saw 6 or 7 figures in your lifetime annually. Nobody got no story like that. You still a hood dude, you a regular cat. You ain't out here wearing suits and ties, but yet you own houses, you own apartment buildings, you own all kind of real estate. They was looking at me like, you really need to come speak to these schools. You helped all your friends start businesses and they're doing pretty good. So, it just, anyway, I want to rewind it back to that movie, that Boys in the Hood movie, and a lot of those rap videos. It helped us in a major way, but it also hurt our reputations in pushing gang violence, But that whole John Singleton putting that car in that movie, y'all, it helped a lot of people who would have been in prison for the rest of their lives to now they're successful businessmen. These guys own lowrider shops, paint shops, tow truck companies, and all kind of stuff, y'all. That the car world drove the black community. A lot of my friends would have been dead or in jail for the rest of their life, but because they was building lowriders and cars, now these guys are sitting out there wealthy now, doing very well. You look at me, look how I turned out. Y'all see me traveling around, speaking at all these schools and things like that. I just gave a presentation at Dominguez College last night talking about cars, and people just like, I never thought in my wildest imagination that I would actually go stand on the stage in front of oh, cool. I would never thought in my wildest imagination. What's up, Chico? What's up, Nick? Michael, Cantone, what's going on? I never thought in my wildest imagination that I would be standing on the stage. Brandon, how you doing? On the stage or standing in front of a classroom talking to people about low riding, and it's just such an amazing thing that it's like, well, you knew John Singleton? Like, yeah, he put us in the movie, he put cars in movies and stuff. You know what I'm saying? He would call us and ask us what's new, what's hot. Y'all hear what I just said? We would get calls and they would ask us what's hot, what kind of cars are hot, what kind of cars should we put in the movie? You know what I'm saying? What kind of car should go in the video? I got cats calling me from out of state. I had cats calling me from out of the country asking me what kind of car should they put in the movie. Do I know anywhere in Compton that they can come shoot a rap video or they can come shoot a scene for a movie, you know? And it was just like, wow. It was like, wow, my mama would never believe this. They because they was embarrassed about me, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I'm out here touching 6 or 7 figures a year off of building classic cars, but my mom's embarrassed by me because I got this gang stigmatism attached to me, even though they know I ain't never been no gang member, you know. But because TV dictates that, the movies say that, you know what I'm saying? So everybody thinking, okay, well, TJ is a gang member. He's robbing banks and they're doing drive-by shootings and stuff like that. He drinks 40 ounces and stuff like that. And then when I would come around, they would look at me. People would just stare at me like, then they look at my daughter. She's dressed and well-to-do. We coming home talking about ballet and I'm sitting there holding a long, deep, intense conversation. Yeah, my daughter was just in dance class and you know what I'm saying? I had to talk to the teacher about, you know, the way she does that spin and blah, blah, blah. And we just got back from buying a brand new little dress for her and blah, blah, blah. They looking at me like, you're a gang member. How can you be acclimated into society like that and hold these conversations about a mortgage statement? You know, you're talking about, you're giving advice on real estate, but aren't you a gang member or bank robber? That's all TV. That's what I'll tell people. This is just TV you watching. And they would just be staring at me like, I can't believe you're this smart. Where did international shipping? What you ship cars overseas? What company? You know, they would always have these questions. They would be just so shocked. But anyway, I like to give John credit for that kind of stuff because he kicked the door open with that movie and said, hey, it's cool to put lowrider guys in the movies. That's just acting. You know what I'm saying? All of that stuff that's going on, they decided they wanted to make us look bad. That's what that was. But in the meanwhile, we sat back and we stacked the monster grip. And to this day, people are still eating very well off of the automotive industry. So real quick to wrap this up before I get out of here, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, thanks, Ms. Cole. Rest in peace, John, because John paid a major contribution to Black America for the Black car builder. So I always tell people, if you ain't in position to reap the benefits, then you ain't in the right position, in the right place. So when John and Ice Cube and all these rappers and Dre and all these guys, Snoop, start putting cars in videos, I was right there on the receiving end building cars. John said we want to put some in a movie. I was right there. You know what I'm saying? So we got to pay attention to the people in our community, to what they're doing, and see how can we tap into that. You know what I'm saying? Your cousin is a professional football player, and he's bringing down 30 million, $50 million a year, and you ain't trying to do nothing so you can get on the payroll. You just asking them for money, man. You better get on and figure out what can you do to better yourself so that you can tap into his friends in his pockets. You know, okay, well, you need an attorney. I'm gonna go to school and be an attorney. You need a sports attorney. I'm gonna be an attorney. I'm gonna go get my license. Okay, well, y'all buy a lot. Like for me, it was like, okay, y'all buying a lot of cars, so I'm gonna fix up the cars. I'm gonna be the celebrity car builder. You see what I'm saying? Because rappers, TV stars buy a lot of cars, and I said, I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be the guy building y'all cars. And then I also had people said, I'm gonna be the celebrity gardener. You know what I'm saying? I want to come over and maintain y'all properties and stuff like that. You have people say, I want to come over and maintain your house. Them big old houses, you need your toilet fixed or you need your ceilings hang, reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? So I always ask people, are you in position? It's really interesting to me to see people who got famous family members, successful family members, but are not tapped into anything they're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you got a cousin that's a big dude needs to be a bodyguard for his cousin. You know what I'm saying? If you got a cat that he knows how to drive really good, can I be your chauffeur? To your cousin, to your brother, to your mom, your dad, your family member. Hey, I just took a film class. You know what I'm saying? I know how to hold the camera. I know how to shoot movies and videos. Can I be the videographer for you guys? You gotta learn how to tap into stuff. So when John came into Hollywood, it opened a lot of doors for Black America, y'all. So that's what I just wanted to say. That's my piece that I want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So often controversy overweighs the positive things, that the positive contributions that happen in the community. So when one person makes it out, You know, you may think that John didn't come back into the neighborhood and help, but it's certain moves that people make that helps us out. So when he put that lowrider in the movie, think about it, y'all. He could have put a Porsche, he could have put a Lamborghini, a Rolls Royce in the driveway. He could have put a regular Regal with no wheels on it or nothing, and just had a stock car, a Camaro or something, and we wouldn't have ate none of that. We wouldn't have had no money coming in. But because he put a super amazing lowrider in the driveway and laid it out nice, we got to eat, y'all. We was eating real well. To this day, we still eating. So that's what I want to say. I just want to throw that out there. Brandon, what's going on, family? I said that. Tina, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get on out of here. If y'all haven't got the book Monetizing Gentrification, check it out. You know what I'm saying? And take care of your health. You know what I'm saying? They said if John passed away for health reasons, you know, we all got to take care of our health. That's why y'all always see me drinking some water. You know what I'm saying? I always try to keep a fresh glass of water around me. You know, I got to get my lazy butt up. I can't say I'm lazy. I got to get myself up and go walking more. You know what I'm saying? Get over the Culver City stairs and climb them stairs, or when I'm in Atlanta, climb that Stone Mountain or something, or wherever I'm at out of town, get on that treadmill or something. Good thoughts about John Singleton. The brother definitely helped feed a lot of people and provide opportunities. The Lolo Queen Latifah wasn't Set It Off. Was a classic. Yeah, it was definitely a classic, you know what I'm saying? But it was just real negative. But yep, that's what TV does to us. But yeah, that lowrider, and I built cars like that for people, you know. Denzel Washington did Training Day, that Monte Carlo. That was a real come up for me, y'all, because those Monte Carlos was cheap. That that Monte Carlo Denzel Washington drove in Training Day, man, we was buying those cars for like $800, and I would go put hydraulics on them and $500 or something. I would go put hydraulics on them and sell them for 30 and 40,000 because someone said I want a car like that one at Training Day. So that was quick, easy money for me. That Monte Carlo, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I can name off a whole bunch of movies, a whole bunch of videos, and we've been eating for years, y'all. They still got lowriders in movies to this day. You know what I'm saying? So John Singleton was definitely a major contributor that kicked the door wide open and allowed us to eat, you know what I'm saying, by saying, you know what? I'm gonna put that lowrider in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Even if he didn't come up with the original idea, it could have been Cube say, I want to put the tray in the driveway. Regardless of the fact, John was the final say, and it happened, and I appreciate that because a lot of people will sell us out and say, nah, 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 nah. I don't want nothing that got to do with that or the black community. So we're gonna go ahead and put a Toyota Camry in the driveway. You know what I'm saying? But John said, no, I'm gonna put the lowrider in there. I appreciate that. So I just, like I said, y'all, I built a lot of cars that look just like that 63 Chevy. You know what I'm saying? And shipped them all around the world, all over the country, y'all. It was just unbelievable the amounts of money I made off of that one car. Every time a movie comes out, people will call me and say, every time a video comes out, every time a commercial comes out and they have a lowrider in it or whatever, people will call me and say, hey, I want to buy a lowrider. I want one just like that one in Training Day. I want one just like the one that was in the driveway in Boys and Hood. I want one just like the one that was that was Ice Cube was sitting on his album cover, or the one that was Big Worm was driving in Friday. I want to build a car just like that. I want that. Matter of fact, I want to buy that car. Can I buy that car? I want to buy that car that was in that movie. I don't want a replica. I want that car. And that's so anyway, y'all, people indirectly will help the black community in ways y'all don't even understand, but you just got to be in a position to receive it. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. You know, I was able to give my presentation last night when I was at Dominguez School, and it felt good to be able to say something positive about how the community is helping each other. You know, who taught me about low riding, Gary May, rest in peace, Homer Walter, Terry Carter, Ernest House, you know, all our OG low riding whales, you know what I'm saying, that just taught me the game to the point that and opened doors up for me and said, oh, that's TJ, let him in. You know what I'm saying? Get TJ in here. Oh, we can't go out there without TJ. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ice-T for putting me on his radio show back in the days, Coast to Coast Radio, when he was at Power 106, and he bought me out and you know, talking about lowriders. You know, I kind of froze up because I didn't know that brother knew so much about me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know Ice Cube knew so much. I'm sorry, I was Ice-T knew so much about my history. That brother been watching me for a long time and knew exactly what I was doing. So it blew me away on the radio show that I was speechless. I didn't even want to talk. I was just sitting there like, wow, who told you all that? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I was ready to be out there, but people like that open the door up to help us to continue to make money, y'all. So if you are in alignment to receive money because you in position because of something that these rappers or these movie stars are doing, you're gonna do very well. But if you're not, then you get to complain about these guys ain't never did nothing for the black community. They ain't never gave back. They ain't all that old crap. But you know what? They ain't never told me that. I'll tell you in a minute. It's like, you was in the wrong place. You wasn't received. You didn't get to reap no benefits from that. I did. I did. I ate good off of that movie. I ate good off of what John Singleton did. No, John ain't never walked up to me and handed me $1,000,000. But trust me, John put a car in the movie and shit. People was calling me saying, hey, the movie that was the car in that movie. You know what I'm saying? John Singleton movie. Yeah. Boys in the Hood. Yeah. Training Day. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. So, yes, it's just a powerful situation how you can indirectly help your people without just saying, yeah, I'm helping the black community. You know what I'm saying? People help us indirectly, and I appreciate that, family. So every time you see a low rider in a video, just know your people was eating real good. So if you didn't get to eat off of that because you wasn't in alignment to receive none of it. Anyway, y'all, I appreciate it if y'all can share this video. If y'all can YouTube, if you can go on there and click subscribe and also share this video to your social media, Facebook people, Instagram people. If y'all can share this video for your family and friends, I appreciate it. Because y'all, you know what I'm saying? If I had something negative to say, it'd probably be 1,000,000 people sharing it. You know, I ain't got nothing negative to say. I just want y'all to know it is positive things going on within our community. So I appreciate y'all. Oh, let me go ahead and do some plugging. I'll be speaking in Pomona this coming Saturday. I'll be in Pomona, California at the African American Museum of New Beginnings. So I'll be out there speaking on monetizing gentrification, my new, oh, wait a minute. That wasn't the flyer. My book. Okay, yeah, I'll be at the African American. Then I'll be at Karash Unity Center on May 19th, 3 to 5. And then May 18th, yeah, I'll be May 18th. I'll be at Juicy Juice Juice Bar and Bookstore in Carson, California, doing a book signing. But the 19th is going to be real powerful. That's a panel discussion where I got some of my famous friends going to come out and speak about entrepreneurship and about things they did. Leo Sullivan, the guy the animator who made the Fat Albert back in the days. He did all the animation for Fat Albert, and he also did the animation for Soul Train. So brother Leo gonna come out. This is an older brother. He gonna come lay some knowledge on us. Queen Amina opened her third clothing store in Las Vegas. So we got some real whales coming out to talk about entrepreneurship. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy Derek's coming out, and he's gonna talk about the stock market. He was he's a real estate investor, and he's also a numbers guy from Wall Street kind of cat. You know what I'm saying? So these are type of things, the world that we don't normally get let in. So I'm bringing out some experts in their field, and plus me coming from the real estate world and from the automotive world, I'll be there talking about things and that y'all need to hear. It's a free event, y'all. Don't miss out. Go on my Facebook page or go on my Eventbrite page and register for it, y'all, because seating is limited. You're going to have a ticket to get in there. So come on out and support. And other than that, I'll be at May 25th, I'll be in New Orleans, Louisiana at the Community Book Center. And then June 7th, I'll be in Atlanta, Georgia at the Shrine of the Black Madonna having another book signing, a presentation and Q&A. And then June 8th, I'll be probably be giving a lecture at an event in Atlanta, Georgia with my partner filmmaker Rick Matthews and Sharice Nicole. and they're having a nice event. The flyers on my Instagram and my Facebook page. June 9th, I'll be at Cecili's Raw Reality having a real estate educational, y'all, book signing, etc. I'm gonna break down real estate because you know what I'm saying, my people in Atlanta, Georgia, they really having problems with gentrification. They wiping them out, family. So I'll be out there on the East Coast. So if you on the East Coast, if you in the down south, you know, y'all want me to stop by, come out and give a presentation in New Orleans or anywhere in the East Coast or in Atlanta, you got an event coming up and you want me to come speak, or if you're interested in taking my training classes, or if you're interested in putting my book in one of your bookstore or something like that, or your school, or you like me to come to your school and speak, reach out to me, family. I'm at area code 310-619-3954. Or if you like me to come out and talk about the low riding in the Black community, the low riding world in the Black community, the auto world, talk about the car world that y'all don't know anything about that created a whole bunch of Black multimillionaires, you know what I'm saying, like I did at the college on last night. So anyway, y'all, I appreciate y'all listening in. I appreciate if y'all can go ahead and share this video. Dolly, how you doing? Lorraine, how you doing? I appreciate y'all tuning in. Worldwide Hustle, what's going on? Stephanie, how you doing? David, how you doing? I appreciate y'all for listening in. Please share the video in y'all groups, family. Please share this video in y'all groups with y'all friends and y'all family members because people need to know. YouTube, please click subscribe. And I appreciate y'all time. Thanks again. You can get that book off of my website, thomastjlofton.com. Also got TJ's Wealth Academy on thomastjlofton.com, LOFTIN. And if you're interested in booking me, you also can go to my website as well. And just go on my website and take a look at some things I got going on. Peace.